Hello everybody, this is Meg at Chasing Retro. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to show what I picked up this weekend in my out and about. We went yard sailing. Honestly, didn't find one single thing yard sailing. We ended up going to a kitchen store and I found two things, one for my home, one for junk journaling. Then we went to a used bookstore and I ended up getting several things there. They have a sort of an outbuilding in the back, and on Saturdays they'll open it up and it's $1 for a full grocery bag of books. So I did that. And I also have a couple of items that I ordered off of eBay for the Sesame Street journals. So let me show you the haul. Here is what I found at the kitchen store. First of all, I don't think I've heard of this brand. Maybe I have, Nora Fleming. But the napkins were so vivid. I love the royal blue with the fluorescent on top. I normally don't pay this much for napkins. I can't imagine using these to wipe my mouth with at dinner. Because I think these were like $8 or $9 for 16. But when you decoupage with them and turn them into journal ephemera, that money goes a lot farther. So I consider this like buying paper. But I just thought the pattern was super adorable. Not super retro, but the colors just made me happy, so I grabbed them. And then I also found this. I did not know these existed, but it's brilliant that they do. I have a little lamp like this on our dining room table, and I turn it on at dinner time. And thought about getting a couple more. I'm not super pleased with the battery lasting ability. They're rechargeable lamps, but a lot of times I'll see one of the lamps for sale and I'll like the base, but I don't really care for the shade. Well, this is a solution to that. These are not very long shades. They're actually quite short, so I think a shorter lamp would look better with these. But Two's Company, which is a really cute company that makes lots of adorable things, had these, a set of two, and they had blue hydrangeas, pink hydrangeas, and sort of a blue and white china motif, and a couple more patterns, and I decided to get this. And I don't think that is a certain type of lamp that it goes to. I guess I'll find out. It may be their own brand of lamp that these fit on. I just kind of bought this as an impulse buy and said, I'll figure it out. I also thought that it would be fun to use this as a template to create personalized lampshades using cardstock of my choosing. I thought that would be kind of fun. All right, let me show you the Sesame Street magazines that I found on eBay. I have been buying some ephemera for these journals. I know I shouldn't put too much into it, but I have received a ton of Happy Mail with Sesame Street items, but there were certain few items that I had not yet received or didn't have in my stash, so I wanted to make sure I had these in my journals. And one of them was Sesame Street magazine pages from the 70s when the show was really new. I thought I would flip through these real quick. I think one of them has some coloring in it, and that was disclosed at the beginning, and that was fine with me because the rest of the pages are in great shape. So let me see, I think I'm a little close. Let me pull this up. That helps a little bit. But look at the little big bird. I mean, the illustrations are just so classic. I know things changed greatly in the late 80s into the 90s. So I wanted to capture the way Sesame Street was in my memories. Lots of fun things I can use in here. Even this one, ew, this is kind of gross. Even this one, I could even fussy cut some of these items out and use them. This is cute. And not every page has Sesame Street characters on them. So like this, I could use this in a regular journal. But I think there are about 30 pages in these magazines in case you're interested in looking for some on your own. Another thing that I did order off eBay, and they have not shipped yet. I hope they ship soon. I ordered some some vintage 1978 Sesame Street flashcards. I ordered 4 different kinds, so hopefully they will come soon. These are perfect for bookmarks or long tags, because the back is one of those sheets that the child had colored on, and so I don't mind backing this with something and covering it up. So cute. My dishwasher is running, so I'm pretty sure it's picking up on the camera. We had a new dishwasher installed about a month ago, and it is significantly louder than my old one, so I apologize if it's distracting, but I had to run it. Look at this. Isn't that cute? That's fun. There's a parent's page on how to use this magazine with your kid. And look, I watched this show too. That would be a fun journal to do also. But I don't have as fond memories of that show as I do Sesame Street. And of course, my own children watch Sesame Street too. So it sort of has a double meaning for me. This is the same on the other one, I think. Are these not the cutest? This is just epic. These are going to be some very colorful journals. If you like color, like I do, you will love these. This is really cool. Some vintage New York City imagery. All, you know, going out running errands with her mom. Super neat. I have a few surprises up my sleeve for these journals, so stay tuned. I'm very excited about some things that I've been brainstorming for them. Things that I have not done in a journal before. Okay. This one's super cute. Grover's going to Cali. The clothes that the kids were wearing too. This looks like something that you would... Oh, it's a puzzle. Okay. And this is the outside of the apartment and the inside of the apartment. How cute. Interesting. That lady was making costumes. I don't know, maybe for a parade. I remember the Grover Near and Far where he would get so tired running. I hope you guys are not bored flipping through this. Oh, this one has a chunk taken out of it. That's fine. Okay, this is the one that has some little extra ephemera tucked inside. I don't know if a mom or a teacher had cut these out, but that was kind of a fun find. Pictures of Bert, drawn by kids. Cool. So yeah, this was really fun. I have been watching these for a while, and when I saw one that was a acceptable price with shipping, I grabbed it. And I think I favorited it, and I think she gave me either 5 or 10% off. That's always a great thing to try before you purchase something, as long as it's not in great demand and you risk losing it. Okay, I forgot to say that I did go to a library bookshop, and this was there on the clearance cart. It was half off and it was $2.50, And it just has a really, this is Reminisce magazine. My grandparents used to get this. This is just a really fun little volume of memories about eating at home and eating out. And I thought it would be fun to, I don't plan on doing any cookbook journals in the near future, but I do know some people that are, you know, maybe for Happy Meal. But I thought some of these photos would be fun for sort of like the little snarky sayings or just humorous little journaling cards with funny phrases. Like that one. And then of course there's some vintage ads that I can use in my retail journals. That was another reason why I grabbed this. I mean, I just love these candid snapshots. And of course there are actual recipes in here, which I may try because I love cooking from a book. I'm trying to cook more from books and less from internet lately. Oh man. I don't fry very well. I really am not good at frying things, but when I go to a restaurant that serves fried okra, I'll always get it. It's one of my favorite vegetables. Most unhealthy vegetables, I'm sure, but. So this is really fun. If you ever see this book, oh, that would have been cute for the Easter journals. If you ever see this book, pick it up because it is worth it is well worth it for the ephemera that you get out of it. Kitchen ads. I like her outfit. Biff's. Okay, so here's the eating out section. I think there's a grocery store section back here too. So Mealtime Memories is what that is called. All right, now let's show you what, let me take a coffee break. Let me show you what I found at the used bookstore. I guess bargain basement, if you will. I was honestly looking for things that I could use in the Anne journals because I'm coming up very short with ephemera for these. More so in imagery. I have some ideas of how I can sort of go outside the box, and I think I'm going to have to create some imagery myself and enlist my daughter and husband's help. But I did find this. This was really cool. It's a Home for the Holidays recipe book from the 70s, I'm guessing. 1980. It was sold at True Value Hardware. But the little pen and inks in here, look at that. I mean, that's more New England style architecture, but honestly, I will probably use some of these images in the Anne journals because some of them, like this, you know, they had an apple orchard. That's perfect. There's a carriage. Probably a little bit fancier than what she wrote in, but still. Little fishing boat, and this one, the covered bridge, definitely. So yeah, this was really cool too. I may have to share this one with my daughter. She took a trip to New York. Her first ever plane ride was about a month ago, and she's got some photographs, and she doesn't want to do a junk journal, but she wants to put together a little album, a little mini album. So that would be kind of cool to go in it. Isn't that cool? So, you know, however many books you can fit in a bag was $1. So I'm going to guess this was about 10 cents if I had to put a number on it. I also got this one, and I think I might put this in my shop because it's super fun and quirky, and I think someone would enjoy it. I don't drink alcohol, but I appreciate the, I guess I don't know, the fascination with it that the 60s had. This not only includes recipes for alcohol drinks in the back. Well, first there's a full color ad in the middle. This almost looks British or Canadian. I don't know. I've never heard of Calvert before. But in the back, just look at this. The fonts are beautiful. There's also recipes for foods and themes for parties and types of decor to use in those themes. Different birthday celebrations, anniversaries, and then party games, y'all. I may have to look at some of these party games because I bet these are still fun. And I guess trivia in the back about how whiskey is made. So I just think it's fun. It's a fun little piece of history. Let's see, what year is this? It says New York City. It is it doesn't say. It just says copyright. Oh man. I have no idea. I'm gonna guess late 60s, early 70s though. But that stinks that there's no date. I hate that. We're just gonna have to play our best guess. All right. Let's see, where's my little, okay, here it is. Y'all, I think gift books are like my favorite type of ephemera. And I found two this weekend. I forgot, one of these little gift books I found at a Salvation Army thrift store. My husband did run into that store looking for CDs, and I ran in with him and I found a book. But this was at the used bookstore dollar bag sale. I will insert a clip here of me seeing this on the shelf and realizing what it was. And so enjoy. So this is just classic, everything I love. This is the Sunbeam Library, which I have a current search for on eBay. I would love to have all of the Sunbeam Library in my stash. American Greetings made these. I'm just gonna let y'all appreciate the beauty of this. I'll flip through it real fast. There is a name in the front, but that doesn't bother me one bit. This is the most 60s mod little book I've had so far. Look at these hairstyles and these colors and the daisies everywhere. So cute. Oh my goodness, the colors on this one. Even the ones without color are cute. The font is adorable. I used to write with the little dots on the end of the letters. So yeah, I almost fell on the floor because these things sell for $8 to $12 online. It's crazy. I also found this one. This one is not as old. It has an ISBN number but not a barcode. So this is C.R. Gibson. And it is very thick watercolor type paper. It's a pressed paper. And I just think it's beautiful. I love the sort of butternut creamy page color with watercolor illustrations. Just wholesome and beautiful and sweet. So cute, you guys. And I think this was the thrift store book, and I think this one was 95 cents. Most of their books are 95. And then even the back cover is cute. All right, also at the thrift store, they had a box of children's books, and they were 10 cents each, and I found Mr. Nobody. So I grew up reading the Mr. Men and Little Miss books. This will be held out for when I make my 80s journals. I'm still undecided. I may end up making 2 types of 80s journals. One more just super girly, pinks and purples and iridescent beauty everywhere. And the other ones might just be everything else 80s. Everything that any 80s kid would have watched, read, played with, that kind of thing. These will be happening much later this summer. Obviously, 80s ephemera is harder to come by. I have a little bit, but I don't have a ton, so... But that's one more piece to my puzzle. Then I picked up these 2 little guys. So Agape Land was a company that made records and tapes when I was growing up, and one of my favorites was called Bullfrogs and Butterflies. And I think... yeah, I sang one of their songs as a solo in church twice, 2 different churches. And I don't really love the illustrations in here. They're just not very cute. But I got it really for nostalgia's sake. And this would be cute in a Bible journal. And then this one is so cute. This one is probably early 80s, but the illustrations look older than that. And the little bears are just so cute. And the little pouty the little pouty Goldilocks is just so adorable, the way she's pouting. So I don't know, let me see who illustrated this. Elizabeth Webb, 1984. Of course the records were not with these, but that's okay. My husband saw this in the dollar section and grabbed it for me. And I've actually thought about getting this journal for my kids many times during the years, but never did. So a kid did start writing in this, or a teenager, I'm not sure. So I will probably tear out the pages where he wrote, but he even has dirty handprints. But there are tons more pages that he did not use that I can use in journals. And I can't remember if I looked at this earlier, if this book is put together with string or glue. It might be glue. If it were string, I could just lift the pages out as they are, but I may have to tear them and hinge them or fold them sideways. All right, here's another book that I found that is very 70s. And this one looks like it might have been a bridal shower gift, because there were several typed messages that were stuck in here with tape. And it just seems kind of cryptic to me. It looks very like a creative shower gift for a new bride. And I love this is a Hallmark edition. I love the cover. The illustrations are super 70s and fun. I didn't know Hallmark had recipe books. 1967. Okay, a little bit older than I thought. I think there was at least one more little typed message in here. It looks like maybe it was a lingerie shower, so interesting and a little fun. Let's see. I think that was the last little snippet that I had, so. And I just love the end papers. Here is another gift book of sorts. This one is not as old. To Peg from Nancy. This is a Hallmark also. 1977. And so I got this because of the friendship poems. I will use some of these in, well, lots of things. But honestly, I thought about Anne and Diana when I picked this one up. So I'm sure there's one in here that will go perfectly in that journal for them. And there's, I mean, they're nice little illustrations too. And I like the cover. I like the blue with the silver. They had some sheet music. I won't go through all this, but I just picked up, this one is really fun. When I do the wedding journals at some point, I didn't have any music like this. So I just picked up some sheet music for some uses, and I got one to give my mom, but this is the song that I feel like everyone in the 40s had played at their wedding, and it's also in my favorite movie, It's a Wonderful Life. So I had to get that one. Some more books from the shed. This was a stamp album. At first flip through, I didn't think it had any in there, but it does have a few. A few vintage US mail. But I like these types of pages for glue books and stuff because you don't really feel bad about covering them over. And oh, there's some more in the back too. I honestly love the cover. I will use this somehow. I love the colors on it. And then this was just a fun piece of ephemera. It was in the book barn as well. Garden Club of South Carolina, 59 and 60. And it has the rules and the president's report and the types of different parts of the state and the types of projects they have going on, the awards that were given, announcements. And it's printed on this really nice paper, like a resume almost. Printed by Palmetto Publishing in Anderson, South Carolina. I grabbed this one also for my Anne journals, of course. Though these journals won't be going all the way into Anne of Avonlea and all of the successive sequels, I might have them hint at it. So there is mainly wedding stuff in here, but there's a lot of just Victorian imagery that I can use just, you know, in general. And I know they were at the end of the Victorian era, but some of this will still hold true and be able to be used. Let's see if I can find an example. You know, even this, even the slip laying over the couch. Just fun little, lots of engravings in here. Here's a, you know, a tea party setup. There's a wedding cake back there, but I can trim that off. I just thought this would be, oh, there's Victoria. I thought this would be fun to have just for photographs. And of course I will be able to use this for my wedding journals at some point when I do those. Let's see what the front looks like. Okay, it's like a Tiffany blue fabric. All right. This one will probably go in my shop as well. It's beautiful. It is a little bit bowed, but it is a beautiful sage green, Debbie Mum. And it was given to someone who never wrote in it. So it's got a sort of 3D frame on the front. These flowers are shiny. And it is sort of a cottagey country. There's a photo sleeve. You know, it's the typical 90s cottage country decor. And it's precious. I think it would be gorgeous filled out, or a nice heirloom for someone to do. 2008. Or honestly, as a journal cover, that would be really cool. I'm sure the bowing could be mediated if it were maybe something pressed heavy on it for a while. It probably just sat in a box with heavy stuff in the center of it for a long time. That's what I'm guessing. I grabbed this. I have another one like this, but it's much older. So this one had, and that one had only black and whites. This one has some color. Oops. They had several other volumes, but this was the only one with the cute pictures, in my opinion. So things to make and do. And I just love all the single color illustrations. It goes through different colors in the print. This is exactly like the one I have, but mine's black and white, and this is much more fun to look at. Super fun. So fun. And I love the end pages also. The last item is quite the volume. Mother's Encyclopedia, Expert Advice on Childcare and Family Living. And I think this was 1968. Look at these pictures. My grandma had a book kind of like this, and it was basically all about childhood ailments. She used it as a reference book for us grandkids too. 1965. I was a little bit off. I'm afraid of flipping through here too much because of the types of anatomy that might be shown, but there are some black and white photographs, but there are also color. Adorable paintings of children. Babies, developmental stages. So cute. So I don't have much room to store big books like this, so I was just going to go through and take out all of the color pictures. Oh, I almost knocked my coffee over. Take out all the colored pictures and just put them in a box for ephemera making. The outside of the book is not that inspiring to me. It's pretty, but I probably wouldn't use it as a cover. But again, when you can fill a whole bag for $1, it's okay. It's okay to just take out what you need and not feel like you have to hold on to the rest of it. So let me know what your favorite item was. This was a little bit different than my normal haul. No fabric this weekend, unless you count the napkins. But I hope you guys are enjoying your Monday and Tuesday so far. It's Tuesday. But yeah, let me know what your favorite item was. And have you had any good yard sales and estate sales near you lately? I was floored. I thought that this past weekend we would have so many, and there were just not many at all. And I don't know why. I feel like it's going to get hot, and then people are going to wish that they had yard sales. One thing that I think might have affected people's weekend was right near me in Clemson, the Savannah Bananas played a game. I must have been hiding under a rock, but I had no idea who the Savannah Bananas were. I didn't know that type of thing even existed. Oh my word. Not only did we have, I want to say like 80,000 people come to see them, which pretty much shuts down our roads for hours. We watched them. They streamed it on Disney Plus, and oh my goodness, I have never seen anything like it. I felt like I was watching Nickelodeon. Like as a 9-year-old, it was just so over the top and quirky and weird, but I couldn't tell if I liked it or not. Let me know in the comments if you're a Savannah Banana fan or one of their teams that they play. I'll leave with that. You guys have a great one. Bye-bye.